Hey guys, as you can see we're back in the bathroom for another bathroom review. We got something really special here to kick off the new year, 2011. I hope everyone had a good Christmas and holidays. And what we got here is yet another in the long lineup of seasonals that Garrison here in Halifax, Nova Scotia has been producing. This is their black IPA, unfiltered strong ale. Sits at 6.2% alcohol by volume. If you're not familiar what a black IPA is, it's a relatively new style. I think I've read somewhere that it's been around since the 90s, at least the 90s, I guess. So maybe it's not that new, but it's fairly new in all things considered. Basically a mix between a stout and an IPA. Generally what it is sort of a balancing act between the hoppiness of the IPA and the sort of the real intense flavors from the hops, and a really strong malty roasted backbone is what they're going for, I guess. This is their November to April is the date for where they release it between. I guess it's a very limited release actually. They say November to April, but I think it goes off the shelves pretty damn quick, and it's hard to find. It just showed up in my NSLC a week ago or so. I was very surprised. I've already had a bottle of this, so I've had some time to think about it a bit. I think it's 52 IBUs, something like that. This is essentially a mix of their Martello Stout, which I have reviews for on my channel, as well as their Imperial IPA, which I also have a review for, which are both very excellent beers. It says on the bottle here, it won gold in the Canadian Brewing Awards for 2010. Holy Hybrid, a legendary hop-forward style, goes dark and deep with a big roasty stout base, dry hopped and unfiltered. Black IPA is a beast. Yeah. Another thing to mention, this is dry hops, so you're going to get a lot more hop flavors without the bitterness. So the bitterness is dialed down a bit from the regular Imperial IPA that they do. So without further ado, we're going to set this bad boy up and we're going to do the review and see how it goes, okay? Hey gang, we're back. Garrison's Black IPA. Using my hobgoblin glass. Alright, that's pitch black pretty much. Slight reddish brown tinges on the side, but it's hard to really see through. It's pretty much totally Stygian depths of darkness there. About 3 fingers ahead. Very foamy, slightly creamy. So we'll go right to the aroma now. Right up front, the hops come out. Sort of grapefruity, but very much more pine than anything else. Sort of resiny pine aroma from the hops. The regular Imperial IPA, I found it was slightly more on the grapefruity side. So I think this is more of a difference with the dry hopping coming out. Other than that, in the back, you really get the roasted chocolate notes. Bitter coffee, basically espresso. Very nice. It's not incredibly strong for an aroma, but it's above like just sort of like moderate. It's appealing and it's fairly strong, but it's not overpowering or anything like that. So we'll go right to the taste now. The head's sort of dying down. Has that sort of ice cream float effect going on there. With a little lump in the middle. So we'll take a drink here. Ooh. Now, although I can see why they dry hop this, okay? Their Martello Stout is pretty damn bitter. It's got a real roasted, really strong roasted backbone to it, really roasted malt character. And their Imperial IPA is like, whew, very bitter. So what you're getting here is sort of like a balancing act, like I said earlier, between the two different beers. They've dialed down the bitterness from the IPA so it can accommodate the malt bitterness a bit better. Right up front is not the malt, or is not the hop bitterness. The malts come out right up front. That roasted bitterness gives way to slightly more of a grapefruity kind of hops taste. Slightly more grapefruity than the sort of pine resin smell I was getting from the aroma, right? But the pine is still in there. Up front, the roasted malts, sweet, well, semi-sweet, espresso, very little chocolate. You have to dig deep for that. And it just gives away to this flourish of a combination of the IPA bitterness and the roasted malts. They come together very lingering and dry. It's very unique. I've never had a beer quite like this. I can taste both beers. Both beers, I love both of these beers. I can taste the characteristics, the distinct characteristics of both melding together. I can point out the different flavors from each beer, and they mix pretty damn well. It's a unique experiment that they tried, and I think they succeeded in this one. It's got a nice sort of medium mouth feel. So, well, actually, it's medium to full, sort of, you know, bordering between that. So it's a bit thicker than maybe some IPAs you might be used to. I'm not going to quite say it's syrupy, and I know some IPAs can get syrupy. It's not quite there, but just with the stouty body to it, the malts, the roastiness, it feels really full-bodied and thicker than perhaps you're used to just drinking a regular IPA on its own, right? I'd say give this a try if you can find it. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. I was thinking 3.5 to 4, going back and forth. I'm saying fuck it, 4. It's an excellent beer. Oh, this is great. This lingering bitterness. If you're a stout lover, you're going to appreciate it. If you're an IPA lover, I think you're going to appreciate it too. It's really, really nice. A really good balance. Yeah, so 4 out of 5. Garrison Black IPA. It's an excellent beer. Get it while you can, folks. Cheers.